First is Leslie Hornung. She's a Senior VP of Marketing, Communications, and PR for Michigan Economic Development Corp. And big part of her job is tourism, marketing, and promotion. From my personal perspective, seeing the pure Michigan tourism promotion just amazes me. I do get the emails, the email blast, and your literature and whatever, and I'm just so impressed. They've got a powerful message and a great way of delivering it. And they're spending, from what I understand, a ton of money. But you're doing it right. Leslie.
Good morning. So most of you here are engaged in preserving and working to make the water better along the Great Lakes. My job is to promote the Great Lakes. Clicker's not working. So while we're waiting, how many of you have seen the Pure Michigan campaign on television or in a magazine, or probably most of the Americans? We haven't really penetrated Canada too much yet. So my job at MEDC is to straddle both tourism marketing is half my job, and the other half is economic development marketing. And we're really working to integrate the two because we believe that tourism is an industry, and we're working to find ways to enhance, hotels, tourist attractions from a business perspective, as well as get people coming here to visit them. Getting close. I see movement. Allow. Yay. Okay. So I'm at that age now where I kind of need bifocals, but I don't. And so I'm going to be looking back and forth from my little cheater screen to this one, depending on how I can see better. In fact, I'm going to move this way. Okay, so when we started looking at how we were going to brand Michigan, of course we had focus groups, and we asked people, well, what do you think about the state of Michigan? What is your impression? And of course, people said Detroit, they said cars, they said Motown, but some people had some interesting responses. It's like Alaska, only closer. It's like Amish country, but with electricity. Okay, it's natural. There's pristine woods and waterfront, and we kind of got that. So we said, okay, when you're marketing, you're always looking for that unique differentiator, and we said we're gonna run with that. So we came up with this essence of Michigan, and that is, in our overdeveloped, strip-malled, and Starbucked world, one state still feels magic, mythic, authentic, untamed, unspoiled, uncompromised, timeless, and true. Pure Michigan. It's a very simple statement, and it really captures what we feel represents our state. And so our vision was to really become one of America's favorite four-season travel experiences. I mean, there's things to do here all year round. And if we could achieve that, we would create billions spent here, thousands of new jobs, and tens of millions of dollars in new state tax revenue. So how do we do it? Well, we do spend a lot of money. We nationally advertise in a variety of print publications. We have bus wrappers. These are in Chicago. Mayor Daley left, but these are very popular, and the Chicago market is a huge feeder market for us. And we have significant outdoor campaign billboards across the region and throughout the state. And all of our advertising really captures the beauty, these scenic vistas, just the kind of the majesty of the state and all the beautiful assets. We also advertise on television nationally as well, on major channels. And if you haven't seen an ad, I will show you one now, and you'll get it when you see it. It's just really beautiful.
Water. We take our showers with it. We make our coffee with it. but we rarely tap its true potential and just let it be itself, flowing freely into clean lakes, clear streams, and along more freshwater coastline than any other state in the country. Come realize water's true potential. Dive in to the waters of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
So I thought that one was particularly appropriate for this group, but we actually have over 20 versions of this commercial and over 50 radio spots. And I don't know if you recognize the voice, that's Tim Allen, the tool man, who does our voiceovers. And he will say that this is one of his favorite jobs that he's ever had. We win a lot of awards. In 2012, the Mercury Awards for tourism marketing, we kind of cleaned up. We took home more awards than any other state. Other tourism campaigns are jealous, I will say. There's a reporter in Chicago who's always lamenting how great we're doing, and he wishes that their community could do similar. There's an article here from Tennessee kind of saying, you know, Michigan really is the standard in tourism marketing. Last summer, we relaunched our travel website. Everything you can think of doing in Michigan is listed there. We are the most popular state tourism website in the U.S. This is the 6th year in a row with over almost 9 million sessions last year. The best part is 3/4 of those user sessions do go on to visit our partner properties. So we're pushing those visitors to our hotels and our attractions. We have the greatest market share as well on the web. We beat Florida, Virginia, and Hawaii, states you probably wouldn't think of Michigan as, you know, surpassing in terms of web visits. We produce a travel guide. A million are printed every year. This is our spring-summer version. 650 of those are sent out with the spring edition of Midwest Living magazine. And this year, for the first time, we're adding a fall and winter guide, and we've already sold out in the ad space. We do a lot of communicating. We have a blog. We have a tourism industry newsletter. We have a consumer newsletter. We are all over social media. We pin, we tweet. We have a YouTube channel, Facebook page, constantly generating new content. And I really feel that's one of the reasons people visit us so often on our website, is that we're just constantly giving them new information, telling them events that are happening, contests that are going on, things like that. We also do a lot of brand placement, both paid and unpaid. We are a sponsor for the Pure Michigan 400. That's a NASCAR race that's coming up in August. That's at the MIS track here in Michigan. We also sponsor the Michigan Grand Prix race that was just held this past June. We are the sponsor of the Detroit Tigers, so you'll see the Pure Michigan brand on the scoreboard. I don't know if you can, you can't see it very well here, but it's all over the dugout, and it's on TV, every shot at the games. It's great exposure. We also have some unpaid partners. Coca-Cola is a great partner with us. This is completely unsolicited. They use our logo and branding across the state on billboards, in-store signage, on their trucks, on wraps, on their pop machines. It's just a huge lift, and they're very proud to be a vendor in Michigan and have taken part in that. Same with Kroger, the grocery store company. If you go into any Kroger store in the state of Michigan, the milk display or the milk coolers are branded with Pure Michigan milk. The produce aisles have Pure Michigan blueberries, strawberries. They really try and call out when a product is from the state. They even have a nationally distributed brand of Pure Michigan cherry ice cream. So that's a great partnership as well. But there are many, many other companies across the state who use our logo either on their packaging or their marketing. Right now we have over 400 of them, and it's an unpaid thing. They just have to request to use the logo, explain how they want to use it. They go through an approval process. It's that simple. But it's a community pride thing, and it's really, people are so in love with the brand and what it means. They just love using it. We also partner significantly with other state agencies. The Department of Natural Resources, if they own our assets. I mean, they own the parks, the lakes, and so we work very closely with them to promote things like hunting and fishing and camping. The Department of Environmental Quality recently used our branding on some internal messaging about protecting the water and as an asset. And our new standard state license plate also has the Pure Michigan logo on it. So now every driver, car owner in the state can be an ambassador for our brand as well. We have a unique partner program across the state with other communities. It's a co-op program. It started in 2002. It's grown from 2 partners to 42 partners this year and brings an extra $5 million in media spend to our campaign. So a community can put in as little as $25,000 and we will match that, or up to the national partner level, which is $500,000, and we will match that as well. This year we have 4 national partners, Mackinac Island, the Henry Ford Museum, Grand Rapids. So they put the money in, we produce a commercial, kind of work with them on a media plan where they want to place those ads regionally. So you'll see some that are about Ann Arbor, but you'll also see ads that are more Michigan-wide. So what do we get back? What's the ROI? Anecdotally, we know that people love the campaign. I have to read this one because I can't see down there. I want you all to know that of all the travel ads for different states that I've seen on television, yours are by far the most beautiful, charming, effective, and almost every time they bring a happy tear to my eye. Kudos to you. I hope you never change them. We get emails like this every day. Every day. They're oh, I can't read this one. Similar. It makes people cry, basically, is what they're telling us. We know that nationally, about 40% of viewers have seen our ads at least one time, and in the region, it's over 70%. So it's working. But this is where it really shows. Hotel occupancy last year was up. Our average daily rates were up. Revenue per room was up. And all of these measures this past year were the highest since 2004. So every year we're seeing it go up incrementally again. It's working. We know we had 3.8 million trips to Michigan last year. 2.3 of those were from in-state, but 1.5 million from outside the region, which is huge. Those folks spent about $1 billion here. So we are looking at a 5-to-1 return on our investment. Pretty good. We spent $25 million last year to do this. The bulk of it on television advertising. You can see the breakdown there. And this coming year, our legislature and our governor have approved an additional $4 million. So next year, our budget's going up to $29 million. And just to give you an example of what other states spend, we're by no means at the top of the heap. You can see Hawaii, California, New York all spend at least twice what we're spending. So we feel like we're being very effective with our dollars. We do international marketing. Obviously, this is a market that's growing. Inbound travel's up over 6% last year. And these are travelers we want to capture because they stay longer and they spend more money. So China, Brazil, Japan, Mexico, these are all countries that are traveling more and more. And you can see that obviously Canada is an easy target for us, and the spending from Canadian visitors has doubled over the last decade or so. So we want to continue that momentum. Currently, we really only advertise into Southern Ontario due to budgetary constraints. It's been hard to get up into the Toronto market, so we've kind of stayed south. And we also partner with Great Lakes USA and some other states to market in UK and Germany. So with our increase of $4 million next year, we're going to expand into the Toronto market, expand our relationship with Great Lakes USA and do a little bit more in the UK and Germany, and then enter the Asian market. China and Japan are huge targets for us in terms of business and economic development, and it just makes sense to partner that with tourism opportunities as well while we're pursuing that. We do a lot of international trade shows. I just want to note Powwow is in Chicago next year. That's a huge international travel show, and if any of you are involved in that space, I would encourage a Great Lakes presence there, because I think it's an opportunity for us to all work together. We collaborate with other Great Lakes states in other ways. Like I said, we jointly market the region through Great Lakes USA. They have travel reps over there on the ground working for us, tour operators. We're also working with the Great Lakes Cruising Coalition to encourage more cruising along the Great Lakes and to get a closed loop approval process. And this is so when people are on cruise ships, they only have to stop once for customs instead of every single port they visit. It should be just a great time saver for folks. We also use the Pure Michigan brand in our business marketing. As I mentioned, we're trying to kind of cross that bridge between the two. Because if you're not going to visit a place, you're certainly never going to move your business there. One distinction here to note is we use a green M for our business marketing. No one knows that except us. I don't think anyone ever notices. But we really target our business marketing for site selectors, corporate executives, and then the other piece of that is talent attraction. So we want to keep college graduates here, we want to bring expats home, and we want to attract highly educated workers. There is never-ending demand, especially with the industry resident here, for engineers and IT professionals. We have a national ad campaign that started this summer, so very broad-based in national business publications like Forbes and Inc., but also in all the site selection publications. There's probably about a half dozen of those. And then we have some vertical industries that we're concentrating on, one of which is water technologies. You can see an ad there for Wet Magazine, but also IT, automotive-related businesses, advanced manufacturing, life sciences, or some others. This is an example of an ad that we're running in supporting the water technology industry here, water management. As for the talent piece, again, wanting to bring folks back home, I think the campaign really plays well with people who lived here. They see the sights and sounds and places that they grew up visiting, and it really tugs at their heartstrings. So we want to guilt them into coming home. So we advertise in the alumni publications. We have a statewide jobs web portal where employers can post jobs, people can post their resumes. We do a lot of job matching events. We're actually doing a virtual career fair with Tim Hortons, another sponsor, at Tim Hortons locations across the state next week, where folks from our Michigan Works office will be doing mock interviews, resume consulting. There'll be job seekers there and employers looking to fill positions, and lots of free coffee and donuts. So it's kind of an event. And then, of course, we use social media very heavily in this space, too. But back to the guilt part, I think I'll close with this. This kind of sums it up.
Our own backyard. Playing in it was always an adventure. The garden became the deepest, darkest rainforest. Running through the sprinkler was like shooting the rapids. The rustle of fallen leaves were ghosts in the graveyard, and the sandbox became the deep craters we walked on the moon. Our backyard is still here, promising more outdoor adventure than ever before. A 19 million acre playground that's pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
That's it.